Master Dandelion, you promised us a ballad.
Yes, yes. Of battles and brave
Of
warriors.
sorceresses and magic.
Of unrequited love.
Silence, brats! You've not been in this world for long, so 'tis no surprise your heads are hollow. This is Dandelion, friend and companion of Geralt of Rivia. Who might he sing of, if not of the famed Witcher?
Right you are, honorable dwarf. I shall sing a fresh new ballad about White Wolf. Our story begins long before the Great War, decades before Geralt ever dreamed he would be famous. Its title, Bitter Evil Hearts. In the fall of 1232, the Witcher decided to return early to Kaer Morhen, fearing the quick advent of winter. The Witcher was angry. The final stretch through northern Kedwen was usually calm, but not this time. He was twice ambushed by bandits. Then one night, wolves attacked and killed his horse. He had grown accustomed to the kindly gray mare he had traditionally christened Roach. To make matters worse, at the foot of Kaer Morhen, he encountered a camp. Like all Witchers, he believed the fingers of one hand would suffice to count the people who knew the way to the Witcher's fortress. Visitors were a sign of trouble.
Perhaps we should return to Cairngorm. I have no desire to perish in this wilderness forsaken by the gods.
Silence, Merwin. They are but wolves.
Wolves that fearlessly attack an encampment thick with campfires. I ask your forgiveness, mistress, but these are but wolves, like I am but an elven showgirl.
Did anyone ask for your opinion, Mr. Brings? No? Then start doing what you are being paid for, and keep your hopelessly cowardly opinions to yourself. We would all be safe if your boys manned their stations, instead of constantly playing dice while bathing in drink. Now take away this corpse before its stench fills my tent.
Can I ask what happened? Wolves killed the boy. Nothing unusual about it happening in a camp. It's commonly known that wolves, the cursed beasts, love flames so much that they bathe in them if they could.
Enough, Brings. Who are you, sir?
Geralt of Rivia, Witcher.
Prince Merwin Adamain of Ard-Caraig. Kind of you to visit, finally. We've been awaiting your response all day.
Response regarding?
I'll explain. I'm Sabrina Glevisig, sorceress. Come see me at my tent. Merwin, I assume you won't mind my handling this matter?
No, though I will want to know what you agree.
It'll have to wait, whatever it is. Wolves approach. To arms!
Come on, then. Mutants everywhere.
How cold is Kovia?
Black sun, my ass. We thrashed the Nilfgaardian at Brenna, and we'll spank the lass as well. Oh, shit. Shit for food. Rains all the time, and the wolves to boot.
Xander Noble and his witch.
I sure hope there's no strife between us.
Greetings, I'm Merton Brings, commander of this pathetic bunch.
Geralt of Rivia.
So, how's it gonna be, Geralt?
How is what going to be?
Will you make peace with the Honourable Levisig? Please take that damn bitch. Or are we due to have a serious misunderstanding?
Believe me, Merton, you don't want to cross swords with me.
Of course I wouldn't. I've heard what your kind can do. I once saw a witcher at work. That changes little, though. We're on contract, and contracts are secret. So what will it be?
I don't know yet. Let's try to figure it out.
All right. Forgive me, I can offer nothing. We can't hunt because of these wolves, and our supplies are running low.
How did you find Kaer Morhen?
We tracked the girl here, thanks to Rhyme. He's the best scout I know. Could find a fish in a stream.
He did track the girl down.
Geralt?
So what's the story with this contract of yours?
Well, when Merwin tells us to fight, we'll have no choice. He pays regularly, on time. My hands are tied.
So the nobleman is in charge?
Theoretically.
And practically?
I'll say this. Sabrina Levisig interrupts King Hensel when he speaks by pounding the table with her fist and ordering him to shut up and listen.
What does Hensel do?
He listens. The woman can be very unpleasant. Merwin is from Cairngorm, and only recently joined Hensel's court. He's no match for the witch.
Who is?
Witches are best handled by witchers.
Any thoughts on this girl, Deirdre?
Too thin for my taste. Nothing to grab hold of, eh? Or slap. Or take and...
I guess she's just not the dwarven type.
Precisely. Though, I wouldn't kick her out of the sack.
I wonder if witches can really deflect bolts. I'm sleepy. Huh? I can tell my children I ventured all the way to the Witcher's fortress.
You'd best see Miss Sabrina. She's the one in charge here, the bitch.
Shit for food. Rains all the time, and the wolves to boot.
What?
What's that stench?
My delicacies! Why?
No reason. Take care.
Greetings.
How's business?
Business, Witcher. I'll make sure the boys are supplied. I'm not a travelling vendor. True, I'm willing to trade in some things, but I'll generally only sell unneeded or worn equipment. Surplus, you might say.
Worn equipment? You must have travelled a ways.
A long way. And one hardly paved with roses. Once near Banard, I was forced to flee from the enemy through a flowery meadow, but those were mostly poppies.
Who were you fighting?
I wasn't serving under Brings at the time, but under Akuto. Local raids, disputes between lords. I believe it started with some dispute over Northern Mark, and ended as usual.
How's that?
And a ploughing royal mess. Brother versus brother, sister versus aunt, grandpa jumping in, why not? Family disputes, if you know what I mean. Old feuds, old scars. Before that, there was Dol Blathanna, afterwards Kovir, and now I'm here with Brings.
Is Brings a good commander?
Good commander, bad employer. Serving nobles is always troublesome. The only advantage is that our patron remains solvent.
And the sorceress?
I don't meddle in the matters of mages. They're greedy and prone to wrath.
Take care.
Huh? I'm sleepy.
So, You finally decided to approach me. Good. Are you able to read?
I am.
Then read this scroll.
To my barons, vassals, and all free subjects.
Go on, go on.
Let it be known far, wide, and by all, that I hereby declare Merwin of Caingorn to be our loyal and trusted servant, and to be loved by us, thus rendering all who cause him grief liable to incur our royal wrath. Henselt, King of Kedwin.
Good enough. Understood?
Indeed, though grief is spelled differently.
I see you are quick. So you accept that if the Witchers wish to travel freely and unmolested about Kedwin, they should not cause me grief, no matter how the term is spelt.
You don't seem like anyone's causing you grief.
Not yet, no. But that may change, and my patience has its limits.
I wanted to ask you something. May I ask what brings you to Kaer Morhen, sir?
My sister, Deirdre. She is my elder, and in Kedwin the eldest offspring inherits all titles and estates no matter the gender. My father, Prince of Cairngorm, may he rest in peace, passed on 2 weeks ago, a victim of syphilis.
So Deirdre is now Princess of Cairngorm?
She would be, if not for the curse that holds her. Anyone aspiring to the throne of Cairngorm must fulfill 2 additional conditions. Cairngorm is a vassal state of Kedwin. For decades, the princes of the north have bowed before the throne at Ard-Caraig, a throne currently occupied by King Henselt, who has made his opinion on the issue of cursed princesses very clear.
I think I get it. And the second condition?
Do you know Cairngorm's history, Witcher?
Not well.
We have this custom whereby any aspiring ruler, prior to assuming the throne, must spend a day amongst the duchy's simple folk, execute a series of menial tasks, and pray in the Temple of Freya in the evening.
Sounds reasonable.
The problem is my sister has displeased the simple folk in the past, and though she most probably could bribe a few prominents, the priestesses of Freya will never accept her.
I see.
I should be clear about this. I wish Deirdre to relinquish all claims to her title as princess and to assist Miss Glevissig, for her own good.
Can I ask a personal question?
You may.
What's your connection to Sabrina Glevissig?
Mutual respect.
That's evident enough. Take care. Have a minute? I wanted to talk.
So speak.
How did you find the way to Kaer Morhen?
Do you fear for the castle's safety? Unnecessarily. I have no intention of divulging the road to the legendary Kaer Morhen.
Thank you.
I am not new to the mountains, Witcher. The road to Kaer Morhen is winding and steep, but I know how to navigate in mountains. For I was raised in these hills.
Are you from Dol Blathanna?
Close, but not quite. I fought at Dol Blathanna, but hail from elsewhere. The Blue Mountains, as you call them, are my home.
You're a free elf.
Yes, I am a free Ansaid, and no commander, no order can change that.
See you.
Master Geralt,
What is it?
I merely wish a brief word with you, sir, but reveal not to Miss Sabrina that I drew you aside.
All right. Talk to me.
Master, do not defend the lass you harbour now in your castle. She is not worthy. I detest her with all my might. It will be 2 years now when she passed through my village with her retinue. My father, keeper of the local tavern, took in the noble party. I know not if he offended her, or if it was just her whim, but she tormented my father to death, slowly and cruelly, forcing my mother and me to watch. May she be damned for the ages.
And no one raised a hand to stop her?
It was but the princess who had a retinue of armed men and who wielded a sword herself. There was nothing anyone could do. I beg you, surrender the girl to Sabrina, who will repay her for all her ill deeds.
I need to speak with the other Witchers first.
Please follow me. Miss Sabrina asked that I bid you come to her tent. Please.
All right. I guess we should talk.
Welcome to Mistress Sabrina's tent.
In case you're wondering, this is an illusion.
Everything?
Yes, but my dear Witcher, it's an illusion of rare quality. In fact, it barely differs from reality.
No matter.
Suit yourself. I assume you're returning to Kaer Morhen for the winter.
You assume correctly. Enough of the small talk. We have important things to discuss.
Thank you for your help with the wolves.
No problem.
You've heard of the curse of the Black Sun, Witcher?
The curse of the mad mage Eltebald. I believe he started the whole mess that led to several dozen nobly born women being murdered or imprisoned in towers.
Eltebald was no madman, and there is no doubt that women were not entirely normal.
Madness, normality, it's prattle steeped in relativity. Tell me something specific.
Autopsies were performed. The mutations witches undergo are but a minor clinical operation compared to those caused by the curse of the Black Sun. The skulls and spines of these girls contained red sponge of some kind. Their internal organs were in disarray, some missing altogether. Everything covered in moving cilia and pink and blue meat scraps. What say you to that?
Nothing. I've seen humans with eagle talons instead of hands, with wolf fangs and eyes, people with additional joints, all products of mages fumbling with magic. It's no proof of a curse. We digress. Why are you here?
A girl affected by the curse of the Black Sun is inside Kaer Morhen, Princess Deirdre Ademain, elder sister of Merwin.
What do I have to do with this?
Don't play the fool. That girl is a serious threat to you. Surrender her to me and no one will get hurt.
I'll think about it.
Sabrina, I wish to have a word with you.
Naturally, Merwin, but not now. I have several matters to discuss with Geralt of Rivia.
Is there anything I should know?
Don't fret. We will confer later.
In that case, I shall take my leave.
Exquisite coiffure, if I may say so. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Many apologies for the temporary disturbance in the illusion. Ah, beauty in pure form. Rubbish removed. Perhaps I should beat the rugs. I stretch my arms toward you, my sweet. Sense stars converge where our hands meet. Exquisite coiffure, if I may say so.
Witcher?
You must be bored out here.
Well, in truth, the valley provides little in the way of diversion for the civilized, and my illusory boy is no longer as entertaining as he used to be.
Or maybe it's time to go then. I'm sure there's no lack of entertainment for the civilized at the court of King Henselt.
Don't count on it, Witcher. I will not give up so easily.
It was worth a try.
Witcher?
You could get Briggs' men to put on a show.
I said diversion for the civilized. I prefer some cultured conversation. If you lack words at the moment, I could request something more pertinent to the witcherly profession. I require some materials for my research.
Materials?
I wish to study the wolves that lurk about the campsite. I need a vital organ, let's say the liver. 20 of them. In exchange, I will give you a sword that I in turn received from one of my lovers. I believe you'll make good use of it.
Fine. I'll get you the samples you want.
That's kind. You're much nicer than that boor Lambert.
Have you spoken to the other witchers? Who is at the castle?
Merwin spoke to 2 of them. There may be more, I don't know. Merwin was not let inside.
That shouldn't be surprising. We don't generally like guests.
Like it or not, we are special guests. Merwin carries a letter of safe conduct from King Henselt. Read it, and tell the other witches to prepare for a visit.
What do you aim to do with Deirdre?
See if the curse can be removed. Study it, and finally and ultimately conclude the matter of the curse of the Black Sun. Contrary to what you believe, I intend to make her an offer. If she can find the will to aid me, it will only ease things for all of us.
And if she doesn't agree to help?
I shall force her. Yes, Geralt, for the greater good, I will bow at nothing. For I stand to save hundreds, perhaps thousands. You may not believe me, but there are more women of this kind. Many rule entire lands with a cruel hand. I am to report to the Council of Mages, the first trustworthy report, containing specific results. I must examine the girl, and that is precisely what I will do. Nothing and no one will stop me.
Sure about that?
Don't threaten me, Witcher. All of Kedwin's might stands behind me. King Henselt is eating out of my hand. You wouldn't dare.
We'll see.
Witcher?
I've heard nothing to convince me that the girl is cursed. What proof can you offer?
Quite a bit. All the girls born soon after the eclipse were discovered to be inclined towards cruelty, aggressive, prone to attacks of wrath and wildness.
Sounds like quite a few women I know.
Spare me the sarcasm. That is not all. The girls who were not cared for by mages showed exactly what they were capable of relatively quickly. They drowned entire lands in blood, ordering those captured to be tortured, executed.
Enough, Sabrina. If a curse could be used to explain the cruelty of all rulers, the world would be both simple and beautiful. Have anything specific or not?
I do. Hear me out and try not to interrupt. A magical aura surrounds Deirdre.
From what I know, most people have an aura.
You're interrupting. This is no normal aura. In her presence, the magic energy we draw on to cast spells dissipates. More precisely, it is converted into its original form, one of the elements. Simply put, it is impossible to use magic around her. I need not mention that this also applies to your witch's signs.
I see now why you need all those mercenaries.
In addition, she has an understanding with animals.
Druids have been taming.
Their magic does not turn animals into bloodthirsty beasts stripped of basic instincts. You have seen the wolves. They fear nothing, pay no heed to fire, pain, they merely want to kill.
Were any attempts made to lift the curse?
Indeed, using higher magic. All girls subjected to it merely perished.
That discredits you mages, not the girls. I guess only the dead were dissected?
Not only. They continued to rampage, and a decision was made to eliminate all. Many were eliminated. All were dissected. One underwent vivisection.
You mages can really be impudent. Inclined towards cruelty, you say? Sabrina, there will come a day when people will come after you.
I don't think so, for mages were protecting humans. The mutants would have drowned entire lands in blood. Yet you were right in some sense. We changed our tactics. Instead of killing them, we decided to isolate and study them. Special towers were erected, designed to quell the mutants' magic abilities.
And to avoid being locked away, princesses fled. Maybe they just couldn't believe your intentions were noble when they learned of the vivisections and assassinations.
True, to some extent. Yet the penchant that princes developed for rescuing princesses in towers was our real bane. The young ones who had little to lose were especially determined. Fortunately, most fell and broke their necks.
Not all, though. Many girls escaped, and now they seek revenge.
In brief, yes.
What kind of samples did you want?
I require 20 organs, collected from the wolves that lurk about the camp. Their livers would best suit me.
See you. Soon.
Go and speak with the witches. Sway them to my point of view. I'm a professional. I know what the girl needs. And I'm very good at demonstrating gratitude.
That I do not doubt at all.
Hey, Wolf.
Lambert, who else is here for the winter?
Vesemir and Eskel, and, well, we have guests.
I know. I've been to their camp. What are you doing here?
Making sure they stay out of Kaer Morhen.
Our guests tried to enter Kaer Morhen?
Some pompous ass showed up with an escort of dwarf mercenaries. Obviously, I couldn't let them pass.
You know they're carrying a letter of safe conduct from King Henselt?
Not interested. This is Kaer Morhen. Royal edicts mean nothing here.
I hope that's not how you put it to him.
Didn't have a chance to. The Archospores sprouted first. Quite a few seem to have planted roots over the summer. I always thought they grew on the graves of the murdered. Some bad wind must have carried the spores to the valley. It's full of them now. In any case, the dwarves evacuated the nobleman as soon as the plants appeared. It's been quiet since then. Thanks, Wolf. Of course, I could have managed on my own.
No problem.
Wolf.
They say there's a girl inside the fortress.
Yeah, Eskel's doing. I think you should talk to him.
How exactly is Eskel involved?
Deirdre claims destiny has bound her to Eskel. Instead of figuring things out with her, Eskel's gone to clear the nearby mine of monsters.
Where's Vesemir?
In the lower courtyard with the girl.
See you later.
Greetings, Geralt. Good thing you're here.
Greetings.
How is the path?
Tolerable. Nothing groundbreaking. What is going on here, Vesemir?
We've got a bit of a problem. The Princess of Caingorn arrived 2 days ago, claiming her envious brother and an evil sorceress were pursuing her. She's asked for our protection.
She's got her castles all wrong. No knights in shining armor here.
She was in bad shape, hungry, cold. We didn't have the heart to drive her off. And Eskel was acting strange. Before the girl fell asleep, she said one more thing, that one cannot flee one's fate. Later, Eskel told me a story. Some 20 years ago, he saved the Prince of Caingorn's life. He cited the law of surprise, and as they say, destiny proved fortunate. Unbeknownst to the prince, his wife was with child.
I'm not sure that was entirely fortunate.
So you've heard of the curse. In any case, on a day when the sky was dark as night at high noon, the princess gave birth to a girl. As far as I know, Eskel never returned to claim the child promised him by the prince. For some reason, ever since then, he's always taken the long way around Caingorn. So, now we need to deal with the brother of Eskel's unexpected child, a retinue of mercenaries, and a sorceress bent on dissecting the woman she suspects of being a mutant. As if that's not enough, the brother carries a letter of safe conduct from King Henselt himself, so we can hardly just drive them all away.
What do we do?
Talk to Eskel. She's his surprise. We'll meet back at the ford Lambert is guarding. Think it through, Wolf. I want to hear your opinion.
Fine.
Wolf.
Why is everyone outside?
The keep is locked. I'd rather not unlock it with strangers around. We're better off spending a few days out in the open. That way I can be sure no one will go sniffing around the fortress.
True enough.
Wolf.
Where's Deirdre?
A little further on with her wolves.
Tell me about the girl.
She seems a bit strange, though I wouldn't call her a monster.
Strange how?
When she's near, my medallion goes wild, and I can't cast even the simplest signs. I can't explain it.
What do you think about this dispute, Deirdre, Sabrina, and the nobleman?
We should stay out of it. Geralt, we protect humans from monsters. That's our vocation. Meddling in human affairs only brings trouble.
Do you mean the letter bearing King Henselt's seal?
Exactly. We can't afford to provoke the king. This could get sticky.
I get your point. I'll see if I can learn some more.
Wolf.
I need to look around.
Greetings, Geralt. I'm Deirdre. Eskel spoke of you.
I've heard a few things about you, too.
If you mean from that lying shrew Glevisig.
Calm down. I don't tend to judge based on rumors.
Geralt,
How did you find Kaer Morhen?
I always know where Eskel is. I merely need to think about him.
What do you want from Eskel?
You can be disarmingly kind.
That was brusque. You're right. Sorry.
I want him to stop fleeing his destiny.
And become Prince of Caingorn? Are you feeling all right, Deirdre? Eskel is a witcher.
What of it? It seems you don't know how childish a witch's mores sound. I constantly hear things like, we're witches have no feelings, and so on. You don't fool me. You have feelings, emotions, you're like all people except faster. I cannot fathom why you strive so hard to hide that.
It's rarely wise to fight a legend. Sometimes you have to make do with it.
Perhaps, but I'm not deceived.
Deirdre, do you know what Sabrina and your brother want from you?
Isn't it obvious? Sabrina wants to place my sweet little brother on the throne of Caingorn. My brother who is entirely subservient to her, and who, as the Prince of Caingorn, will have a vote on King Henselt's council.
I was asking about something else.
All right then. She believes me to be cursed, tainted in my mother's very womb. She believes me to be a monster.
Are you?
How the hell should I know? When I prick my finger, I bleed. I also bleed each month. When I eat too much, my stomach aches. I sing when I am joyful. And when I feel hatred, I kill. I don't know if I'm a monster. Yet I do know what Sabrina is capable of. She is a monster you seek.
Explain. I'd like to hear your side.
I was 19 and happy when Sabrina showed up at the castle. My father, who always preferred Merwin, was old and ill by this time, so he could no longer bother me. My brother had been away at King Henselt's court, and I could handle most of the courtiers. I was at a tender age, and I fell in love. His name was Robin. I even considered a morganatic marriage. Girlish fantasy.
What does Sabrina have to do with this?
She arrived with my brother, whom she already had on a short lead. She observed me, interrogated servants, tested the situation. My father's company of knights treated me like a daughter. I had always liked hunting, took part in manhunts for bandits. She needed proof, some spectacular way to defame me.
And in your carelessness, you provided her with that proof.
Sabrina decided to provoke me. She seduced Robin using magic so powerful that his mind became confused. He suddenly developed an intense fear of animals, especially of the dogs he bred. I wanted to help him. It was then I discovered that mages found it hard to cast spells in my presence, and that spells previously cast gradually subsided if I was near. I went to the small chamber Robin inhabited just above the kennel, and I found Sabrina there. I admit, I was enraged, wanting to tear her apart, but she was too quick. The hag flew out of the window on a broom. Robin was left drooling. whimpering like a child. Within an hour he had ceased gibbering, and within 2 he understood what the witch had done to him. I thought all was in order and I could leave him. I wished to settle the score with her and entered the castle. I know not what happened, but the spell grasped Roban once more as soon as I was gone. He began feverishly seeking Sabrina. In his wildness he entered a pen occupied by a very aggressive hunting hound.
Did he survive?
Yes. Though mentally he became a 2-year-old child, a child that feared animals intensely. Sabrina blamed the accident on me. I swore then that I would kill her. I carry a blade should I get the opportunity to use it.
Your wolf's eyes are glazed over with hunger.
They're starved. Because of that bitch Sabrina, I cannot venture beyond the fortress walls. They choose to remain at my side, thus depriving themselves of the opportunity to hunt.
You seem to have a better understanding with wolves than with humans.
I raised them from when they were cubs. In a sense, they are my only friends.
I've heard that wolves can survive a month without nourishment. From what I know, that's not true of princesses.
Geralt?
All right, I'll see if I can find something for them.
I spotted several wyverns in the area, on the peninsula across the river from the camp. If you could slay 3 of them and bring me their meat, I'll reward you.
Reward me?
I have a runestone that can be cast into a blade. What did you think I had in mind?
Nothing. I'll be back soon.
Geralt?
What do your wolves eat?
Meat, Witcher. Yet there are very few animals in the valley. Wyvern meat, however, would do.
I'll be going.
Hey, Geralt.
Eskel, I wanted to talk about Deirdre.
Fine, but we should tend to the Kikimores first. We need to destroy their cocoons. The art is best for that. It's dark inside, so down a dose of cat.
Let's go.
first chamber is clear. Let's go deeper.
Care to tell me something about Deirdre?
It was about 20 years ago. I rescued Deirdre's father from a gang of Bobalaks. I must have heard too many of Vesemir's stories about the eternal law of surprise.
We've all heard too many of those.
The prince, spattered with Bobalak blood, looked at me and said, "You saved my life, Witcher. As I am your debtor, say what you wish in return." All I could think of was the famous line, "You will give me what you know not that you have." I shall return to Caingorn 6 years from now to see if destiny acted in my favor. I never went back to Caingorn. Then rumors started circulating about the curse of the Black Sun. There was confusion, but that's another story. We have Kikimors to tend to.
All right, but I'll have a few more questions.
One chamber left. Let's take a breather.
What do you know about the curse of the Black Sun?
I did take an interest in it, and even bribed a certain wizard to let me look at documents drafted for the Council of Mages. I took some notes. It seems the mages screwed up as usual. Sabrina Glefisig was chosen to examine the Princess of Caingorn. It was hatred at first sight. Something about a guy.
Women.
It only got worse. Sabrina concluded she had enough proof to consider Deirdre a cursed mutant and to subject her to real studies. As I'm sure you've guessed, Deirdre had no intention of being examined, not least because she was a princess. She persuaded several of the prince's warriors to get rid of Sabrina. All hell broke loose at the castle in Caingorn. Many died, and there was some priestess among the corpses.
What did the priestess have to do with anything?
Nothing. From what I know, she landed in the wrong place at the wrong time. After it was all over, Deirdre fled the castle.
And the pursuit continues to this day.
Exactly. I'll give you my notes on the curse when we're done with the Kikimors. Let's get to work. still.
So what'll it be, Eskel? What do we do with Deirdre?
I really don't know, Geralt. I understand Vesemir's viewpoint, but I'm not keen on surrendering the girl to the sorceress. I expect she'd meet an unpleasant end.
You have to make this decision on your own.
I know, though at this point the matter concerns you as well. It concerns all the Witchers.
Fine, we'll consider it. Give me the notes and let's get out of here.
We'll speak later.
Wolf.
What's your take on all this?
Let's show that dandy and his witch what can happen when you threaten witchers. Call it a lesson in respect.
So you think we should get involved?
They came here, leaving us no choice. It would be cowardly to back down. Have you thought about how Eska will feel if we give up the girl?
I'm trying to get some perspective on everything.
Wolf.
See you later. Can I ask a personal question?
You may.
What do you think of Deirdre? I'm talking about the curse, of course.
My information is limited. When we were children, several charlatans appeared. They counseled my father, examined Deirdre, told fortunes and calculated horoscopes. They brewed mysterious concoctions. Nonsense, all of it. When Deirdre was 12, a certain mage arrived, an oniromancer. Do you know what oniromancy is?
Divination based on dreams.
I thought so too. This individual was an altogether different kind of specialist. The mage claimed that he needed to spend a night in Deirdre's chamber as she slept. He mixed a brew designed to amplify her dreams. The old man could barely walk, had a beard down to his waist. We suspected nothing. He did as he claimed he would do. By morning he was gone. Several valuable items had disappeared from Deirdre's chamber, including her favorite mother-of-pearl comb. Only the laundresses in the outskirts saw him, claiming that he had fled as if chased by demons.
So he deceived you and robbed her. Did the prince order a pursuit?
Of course he did, but too late. The morning after that tragic night, Deirdre claimed the mage had raped her. My father refused to believe her. The cheat was an old man, as I said, and the bed linens betrayed nothing. Deirdre fled the castle, assisted by a young stable boy, an excessively broad-shouldered oaf. My father sent out a search party, yet Deirdre had disappeared without a trace. A week later, the party found the old mage's corpse. He had been tortured. Someone had cut off his...
I can do without the details. In any case, he was a thief. He could have angered many.
You're right, of course. Yet folk inhabiting the area where he was found claim to have seen a young girl and boy ride through on large wolves.
Wolf-riding children only appear in fairy tales. You can't tell me that a 12-year-old girl and idiot stable boy managed to evade a search party, find the cheat, and...
I'm suggesting nothing, merely recounting facts. Some time passed and Deirdre returned to the castle. From then on, my father ordered the dogs set upon any mages that approached, assuming that any true sorcerer would surely manage to avoid a few bear-hunting hounds. And then Miss Sabrina appeared.
Take care. Have a minute? I wanted to talk.
So speak.
What's your take on this pursuit after the girl?
I'm paid to find paths and trails, not to pass judgment.
So answer like a hunter. Is what they say true? Is she a monster?
I shall answer like an Ensaid. Evil can assume many forms, even those pleasing to the eye. I have long followed the girl's trail and seen many signs of murder, seen those cruelly maimed and rendered living dead. But you tell me, the corpses and blood, are they any different from what normal humans create? I defended Dol Blathana against your kind, and know what you are capable of. When asked to judge who is human and who is beast, most often I shrug.
Do you think Sabrina is right?
I don't know. Why should I know? The one thing I do know is that human mages, generally perceived to be enlightened beings, have an exceptional tendency to spew drivel. In my view, Eltibul's prophecy is not worth the spit that came out with it.
And I take it you think the words of elven mages convey quintessential truth and illuminate the world, or at least the immediate vicinity.
Not mages, but N7. You must distinguish gold from fool's gold, but this is a waste of my time. If one day you meet Ida Emin Epsivi, or Enid and Glenna, you will learn.
See you.
Witcher?
Who was Robin?
No one important, Witcher.
Deirdre says otherwise. She's convinced you cast a spell on him.
One could say that, though every woman uses magic of that kind.
Men seduced through natural means don't generally lose their minds.
Perhaps I helped myself with some subtle spell I don't recall. It's of no importance. If you wish to know so badly, I will tell you how it was.
I'm all ears, but don't lie.
Robin was the prince's huntsman, a strong, charismatic man. He trained the prince's bear-hunting dogs and lived above the kennel. The girl walked in on us one night. She became enraged, and I could do nothing for her aura was strong by that time. Robin sought to defend me, and followed her down to the kennel to speak reason to her. The dogs attacked him. It was horrible. and Deirdre joined in their howls. The dogs barked and growled horribly.
No two ways about it. You behaved like a true sorceress.
I refused to be provoked. That night, Robin changed. He acquired an intense fear of animals. The prince cast him out after a few weeks. That is all.
I have the livers you asked for.
Be an angel and place them on the vivisection table. I'll tend to them soon. And here is the sword I mentioned. It's a bit dusty, but sharp as ever.
Thanks.
No, thank you. I didn't expect such kindness from one who would gladly drive me away from Kaer Morhen.
I'm hoping we can resolve this other matter.
So, ulterior motives. Did you believe I would forget my plans in gratitude for your assistance?
It's not like that. I just thought that two reasonable people might be able to figure out their differences.
Geralt, I will not back down nor agree to any compromise. I want the girl. I want to eliminate the threat she represents.
You're an unusual woman, Sabrina.
And a beautiful one.
That too.
I shouldn't... But what the hell, my school days are a distant memory.
I'll scratch your eyes out should you even so much as touch me.
Humans. Always creating problems for yourselves.
Cursed witch. Believe she's mastered all the knowledge there is.
Thought I'd go off with you to the nearest bush? You wish? You snake!
I'll be watching you.
Geralt?
Time to feast. Here you go, pups.
They won't accept anything from you. I'll feed them myself. Diablo! Banshee! Here is the rune I promised you, Witcher.
Why are you looking at me that way?
Witcher, do you know many a princess wears batiste next to her skin?
Is that a question that befits a princess?
What the hell can you know of princesses? I was one, and thus know quite well that the pleasure resides in being able to do whatever one wishes. Do I need to tell you what I want? Or can you guess?
gather as much information as you can.
Wolf.
I think it's time we decided.
We need to figure out what to do with Deirdre and her brother. Eskel wants everyone to say their piece. This concerns our safety and Kaer Morhen. A mistake could cost us dearly.
Let's do this.
I'll start. I think we should stay out of this, meaning we can no longer shelter the girl. The reason is simple. If we meddle and Sabrina informs Henselt, Kaedwen will be off-limits to us for decades.
Lambert?
I don't really care for Deirdre, but I detest the fact that some blue blood who rules 3 Coal Hills comes here demanding obedience. This is Kaer Morhen. Royal authority doesn't extend here. I think we need to drive away the noble and the sorceress.
What about you, Eskel?
I'm torn. I understand Vesemir. On the other hand, I owe the girl. I feel some kind of bond. I'm incapable of being objective. I'd like to hear your opinion, Wolf.
We can't let the sorceress get her hands on the girl. It wouldn't be right.
So what do we do about Sabrina and the nobleman?
Deirdre must give up her claims. That should satisfy Merwin. And the sorceress, well, she'll have to live with our decision.
Either that, or I'll turn her lovely little head into something to place on the mantle.
Lambert, save your morbid lines for later. Let's try to resolve this peacefully.
All right. Eskel, Geralt, go see our princess. We'll wait for you here.
We finally decided. Good.
Can't wait to see Sabrina's face when we tell her she has to get out of here.
It's time to settle this.
That was nice.
We've decided to help you.
Thank you. That means a lot to me.
We need to settle things with your brother. You have to go to the camp with us and tell him that you relinquish your claims to the throne and estate.
Thus stripping Sabrina of support.
A high price, but I see no other choice.
That's settled then.
I'm glad, Deirdre, really.
All right. Let's see what Merwin says.
We finally decided. Good.
Bloody wolves.
To what do we owe this procession?
Merwin, there's a way to resolve this peacefully.
To feed the wolves while saving the sheep.
Very well. I shall hear you out.
Forgetting anyone?
No, this is strictly Merwin's business. We will speak with you too, Sabrina. Later.
Merwin, I am prepared to relinquish my claim to the throne and the lands of Caingorn. I am ready to give up my title as princess.
Unconditionally?
No, but I have only one. You will strike me from your mind. You will cease pursuing me and return home, taking this witch with you.
Deirdre.
Silence, woman. Merwin, you must see through this. This is a trick.
We will draft all the necessary documents here and now. witnesses present. All will be clarified.
Merwin, don't believe them. Remember how Robin ended.
That was your doing, Glevisig. You and your magic.
Merwin, order Brings to arrest Deirdre. Only then will your title be safe. Without that, you will live in fear, always.
I shall kill you, witch.
Guide me.
Follow Deirdre, inside the tent.
I knew this would end badly.
You had it coming, brother. Instead of a prince, you'll be a dead man. And I have a special set of gifts for you, witch. Only the best.
She has gone entirely mad. Witcher, help me. Sabrina, use your magic. We can defeat her.
Magic does nothing to me, brother dear. Geralt, I did not intend to attack Eskel. He scared me. It was an instinctual reaction.
Abandon your plans of revenge on Sabrina. Forgive your brother. Prove the mages wrong. Prove that you are no beast.
And if I tell you I cannot find it in me to forgive? If I say that I long to put that bitch through real torture? Will you see that as an admission of my guilt?
I'll see you as a morbidly vengeful child, but I'm no judge.
Geralt, don't be a fool. It doesn't take wisdom to see that she has lost her mind. It must be the progressing mutation.
You're only guessing.
Witcher, I should remind you of the letter from King Henselt himself. If anything happens to me, King Henselt will have you all eliminated.
You're like children. Since you want me to decide, I will. Drop your sword, Deirdre. You both wish to use us, but you, Deirdre, attacked Eskel, who may not survive. In addition, you lied. You never wanted a peaceful solution.
Geralt, please don't.
If you lay down your weapon, I promise Sabrina will not harm you. You will be free to go.
I can't.
Sabrina, you must leave, immediately. Your magic is useless, and your scheming brought us here. But as I said, I am neither judge nor executioner. Just leave.
Geralt, have you gone mad?
No. I don't know that I'm right to do this, but I'm giving you a chance to survive.
But...
No buts. You must go. You played your cards poorly. I don't believe a word of what you say, and something tells me that if you leave, Deirdre and Merwin will figure out their differences.
It seems I have no choice.
Go now.
I'll get her someday.
Eskel's unexpected child, Princess Deirdre Adamain, born in Destiny's shadow. She could have changed her own fate, abandoned vengeance in favor of forgiveness, demonstrated kindness and humanity. She lost that chance when she chose revenge and hatred. Was she a monster, or merely a hunted, slighted girl? Is Eskel's scar a warning granted by fate, or just a coincidence? No one can know that. In any case, under Merwin Adamain's rule, Caingorn descended into ruin and became entirely dependent on Kedwin.
The Witchers never again spoke of Deirdre. Though none ever forgot her, each carrying her memory in his heart.